For more analysis on this, let's bring in Martin Wikelski, who joins me now from the Max Planck Institute of Animal Behavior in Radolfzell in Germany now. Good to have you on the show. We all know that the dogs have played a crucial role in finding the location of survivors. And this is something that's extremely fascinating because when you look at sort of modern technology, thermal imaging, they're able to sort of pick up on the heat resonance of human beings, but animals, it's a completely different ballgame. Tell us how this really works.
Well, we know that animals have senses, evolved senses that are unparalleled. They cannot be made into machines yet. They have noses and ears and senses that we don't know. They also communicate with other animals. There is a connection between animals. We call it the Internet of Animals. And that is something that we want to use in the future much more. We're using it partially now, but we think we can rely upon animals much more in the future to help people.
Martin, tell me this. As I said before, dogs have played a crucial role, but do you feel that there are other animals that can sort of be used in a situation in the aftermath of a natural disaster like this? I was reading an article about a week ago talking about a particular breed of rats, extremely large rats in Africa, that are being trained to actually find human beings and locate human beings.
Yes, this can be done. As you said, there are smaller animals that like to go into holes much more. They can easily be trained in that respect. The logging, what we call the biologging technology, the little cell phone type things that you can let animals carry around, they can tell you what they're doing, where they are. There can be what is called dead reckoning, a system to know exactly where you are in a building, even if you don't have GPS connection. So you can know from the outside where they are in a building, and you can recreate the spaces in that building and see where things have fallen down or not. So these things are certainly possible, and they should have been done way earlier. We have been talking about this for ages now, to make people aware that animals can be our best friends and allies, not only in those situations, but also perhaps even to predate, to warn about impending natural disasters.
I want to ask you about that because that is an extremely fascinating topic, mainly because despite us being in the 21st century, the technology in terms of predicting seismic activity lags far behind when it comes to analyzing other types of natural disasters, volcanic activity, or even storms like that. Animals, you said at the beginning of our conversation, have an extremely sharp senses. How do you think this can be used to our advantage in terms of predicting events like this?
It is known since the old ages, there are anecdotes around forever that animals can predict these disasters. We don't know for sure. We have done measurements in Italy with the last big earthquake. There are indications that animals can give us a pre-warning. Now, this will never be without seismology or volcanology or all these technology measurements, but animals, as you have seen there, they are better in many aspects, and they can give additional information. This is what we think has to be done, should be done. It's cheap, it's local, it can be a system that works in the future. We just have to test it. But it's compared to the disaster that we are seeing, anything that would help us would be a major, major advance. And animals are certainly candidates for these kind of predictions.
When you say animals, this obviously encompasses, thousands of different species. Is there any one particular animal that you feel has a lot of potential that is very much underutilized at the moment right now?
It depends on the local situation. We have done it with farm animals. They seem to have predictability. It's usually when animals are in groups, in swarms, that they communicate with each other and they may give us information. The best is always to talk to the local people, the local goat herders, the people that know their animals, to see which ones are the most sensitive and which ones we could ask to give us their opinion. And we can do that very simply with technology devices that use the Internet of Things technology or others. These devices are available, they are cheap. We can also do it with the devices that regularly track dogs and cats. We have recently just installed a system with a commercial supplier that can now immediately be farmed out to 600,000 dogs in around the world to see if they can help us predict the next disaster.
Okay. Martin Wikelski, thank you very much for joining us here in our continuing coverage. I do enjoy this fascinating discussion. Thank you.